Welcome back, YouTube. Here we are. Intake is off, new sensor is on for the oil pressure, and I actually threw the Microsquirt harness since it's a pretty big opening right there. I went ahead and threw that on, connected it to the transmission side, hooked up the tail shaft sensor, and then the ground is right here. Figured I'd show everybody this since it was off. And there is the bad water pump. Of course, all the water on the floor. That's why you don't use coolant. There is the new water pump. That was fun to change out. Now we just have to put the intake manifold back on over here. Debating on flashing canbus on that. Debating on what I want this video to be. I don't know if I should just do a idle tuning video or maybe make it a Microsquirt video, since it's just a little bit of maintenance. Yeah, I might just flash that one, get it hooked up over canbus, and then look at that in the tuning software. Let's do that. Then I can test out the USB extension in the glove box. We'll go from there. Yep. Let's get her back together and work on some Microsquirt. As you can tell by the extreme fog in here, she just had her first full warm up to 210 degrees. Woo-wee. She took about a gallon of coolant, had to put some more in there, and she went down probably a quart of oil, so I put the last quart in here. I'm gonna let this cool down overnight. It's already burped like twice, so I'm gonna let it do its thing overnight, cooling down. I'm gonna check the coolant in the oil, let it warm up in the morning again, and I'm gonna check the warm-up enrichment tune, go from there, because man, it was sounding great. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the morning. Here we are the next day. Took another quart of oil, it brought it into the checkered area, so I'll check that again. Coolant did burp again. I had to put some more in. It probably was down to here whenever I came down here this morning. Got the TCU up here. I've got the two wires going into a fuse. I looked in the manual and it says a 15 amp, so put a 15 amp right here and that, and then we have this side of the fuse that needs to go into my box right here. So I need to probably start the motor for a minute, get the last of this out so I can take this off, put the actual radiator cap on, hook this up, and then we are going to hook directly to the Microsquirt with this on the laptop and follow the instructions, because nobody has this online of how to do the firmware and then actually set it into your Tuner Studio project. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that on camera so you can see where I mess up, where everything works, and we'll go from there together. All right, it is burped again. We have the coolant level right there. Now it is time to hook up the Microsquirt to the power bar so it actually cuts on. Ground is on the back of the block like I was showing you, and we're going to direct control just to that per the instructions. So I'll get that connected and I'll meet you in the car. Alright, we have the Microsquirt connected. Let's go ahead and fire up Tuner Studio and see what is on this thing. See if it already has a transmission controller on it, see if I don't need to flash it. Let's go to create a new project, and then we are going to go to split trans 1 to see if it works. Let's hit detect. Oh, I guess I have to turn the car on. Alright, so let's detect the firmware and see what shows up. There we go. MS3 release. Alright, let's hit accept. And let's hit next. Make sure everything looks normal. Yep. Connection type. I guess I could just leave it to that and that should be fine. Alright, let's hit next. finish. All right, what do we have here? Nope, this is definitely not a transmission firmware, so we can go ahead and exit out of there. Now we need to go to, according to the manual, go to msextra.com/downloads and download the transmission control, which is this right here. Transmission control firmware downloads. So we are going to download this one right here. Yep, I agree to the terms. And there goes the download. Alright, so we now have the folder extracted right here. We need to double click on MS2 loader Win32exe. So we have that one right here. Double click. Oh, did it too many times. There we go. Here we go. Remove fuse powering your ignition coils. We don't have anything ignition coil wise on this. Enter to continue. Okay, connect to your computer. Yep, it is connected. It's fused. Yep, I got the 15 amp fuse. No tuning software is running. Nope, Tuner Studio is closed down. Let's see, debug message level. What do we have here? Answer all the questions by pressing the required key on your keyboard. Okay, what's the next one say? Default 1. Okay, debug level. Oh, it does say default 1 right there. So, okay, let's hit next. Do you want to scan your ports automatically? I believe yes. MS2 detected. Continue. Yes. Please take the following steps. Install bootloader. I don't think I have to do that because there's no bootloader. Nope, I shouldn't have to worry about that. Install bootloader jumper ground. Okay, turn on ECU, enter to continue. Do you want to use COM1? Yes. Turn on ECU, yep. Trying COM1. Do you want to use COM1? Yes. Why is it not working? Huh, let's figure this out. Alright, so I figured it out. So it says right here, if I would have read it, your firmware on your ECU does not support jumperless reflash. Take the following steps. Turn off the ECU, install boot jumper shunt onto the bootloader on the CPU card, or ground the bootload wire. So we need to get the bootload wire, which I guess for buying a pre-made harness, I was looking at this harness right here. There's no bootloader ground wire anywhere in this. So it's a good thing I have this one right here. This one does have the purple and black, where'd it go? Bootloader wire. So, purple wire, bootloader. Actually, here it is. Nope, no, that was the wrong one. Purple and black, bootloader. So I'm going to unpin this out of the amp seal, pin it into that one over here, and ground it out. Then when I'm done, I can just pull the pin out. So I got out the harness, unplugged it, of course, car's off. So amp seal connector, all you have to do is raise up this red piece, which is the locked, which is a tab here and a tab here. Really, you just have to push the wire through and it'll click. So I use the black and white one, which is a signal ground. Might as well use that for a bootloader wire. Not using it, and it came with a few extras in the kit that I got. And I bet you firmware is on here, I just haven't plugged it in. But whatever, I'm showing you guys how to do it if you don't get a pre-made harness. So I looked at the pin. We have 1314 RXTX, which is going to be these right here. And it's going to be the, what is that, red, orange, and then the number 15 is this one right here, which is the bootload. So I put that in here. I'm going to put a ground tang on this and ground it over here on the firewall, and then we'll go back to the firmware install. Let's try her again. Bootloader is grounded. Let's go into the car. And try her again. Alright, let's see. Install bootloader jumper. Alright, bootloader is on. Trying COM 1. Oh, there we go. You want his COM 1? Yes. The following S19 files were found. A file to upload. Default trans 19. Yep. So. Yep, says that. Selected, debug leveled, press enter to continue. Loading from bootstrap, erasing main flash. Sending firmware to controller. Turn off Microsquirt. Press enter to continue, okay. Off, there we go, car is off. And boom, please remove jump or bootloader, blah. Please remove the boot jumper or disconnect the boot wire from the ground. Press enter to continue. Oh, I guess I better go take that off. Man, words are hard today. All right, jumper is disconnected. Enter continue. Turn on Microsquirt. All right, car back on. And let's hit continue. Let's see. Oh, now it's sending firmware to controller. Oh, so that wasn't everything. So it just pretty much had to be unlocked, but now it's working. And now we don't touch a single thing until it's done. Let's see, next steps. If it takes longer than a minute, you need to adjust your settings. It looks like it's fine. Now I just need to, looks like, start setting it up once this finishes. Okay, it said hit OK, I did, and it disappeared. So that is gone. Let's get rid of that. Don't need the firmware page anymore. It says to open Tuner Studio and create a new project. Come on, computer. There we go. All right, let's try this again. Create a new project. Any day now. Really need to update this computer. There we go. All right, so we can just leave it as actually it's 4L60E. Let's try that. Oh, not 3E. Okay, firmware detect. Detect device, attempt to find your firmware. If it doesn't find it, I have to do it a certain way. Nope, it found it. Okay, cool. Let's hit accept. Oh, whoa, hold on. Come on, don't do this. Let's disconnect you. Don't be stupid. No, let's hit detect again. Okay, do not leave your Microsquirt hooked up while you're doing this. Just defeating the purpose, because I clicked on the wrong one. The other one loaded like right there at the last second. There we go, trans controller. Accept. Jeez. Would you like to download the file for you? Yes. So we're gonna let it download that database for that. Perfect. Okay, and then let's go to the next page. Come on. Come on, fingers, work. Okay, TCU is now identified correctly, accept, and you can move to step Y. Okay, so I can just skip all this. And comms, oh, here we go. Com parameters. Okay, next. Fahrenheit. default debugging, connection type RS232, driver standard, COM1, next. Yep, we'll just do default finish. Oh, she's connected. Look at that. We got trans controller in here. Sweet. Okay. Now, next page. Standard. Let's see. Tooltips. Tuning menus. Don't need to calibrate TPS because it's going to be through that one. Don't worry about that. Don't need to worry about calibrations. Actually, I might have to do thermistor tables. Let's try that. Okay, unlock calibrations, unlocked, burn. Okay, let's see. Thermistor tables, here we go. Ooh, here we go. Trans temperature sensor. Actually, local engine. Let's see, let's do Fahrenheit. Trans temperature. Yeah, we're gonna do custom, or actually base GM. Here we go. Fahrenheit. All right. Then we'll do engine. I guess it's one or the other. Okay, cool. Right to controller. Complete. There we go. Don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. Okay, there we go. That's done. Okay. Common sensor values. Yep, not worried about that. Not worried about that. Trans controller setup. Base settings. So base settings is right there up top. Oops, sorry about that. So this up here was trans base settings. There we go. So hardware, Microsquirt. Oh, here we go. Common settings. 4L60E. I mean, I guess we can just leave this as the common stuff. Okay, cylinders, specific hardware. Yep, it's set to Microsquirt V3. Let's go to the next page. Transmission type, load input, CAN for. Okay, let's see, where was that at? Remote CAN ID to fetch. Yep, I definitely need to do that. My CAN ID. Do I leave it as remote Microsquirt? Let's see. Listen to CAN broadcast. Let's do that. Not worried about that. I guess I can just do remote Microsquirt. Let's see if that works first. Okay, mile per hour, length in meters. No, we're gonna do inches. Definitely gonna do inches. There we go. VSS drive line. Yep, drive line is on the prop shaft. Okay, that's right there at the output shaft. Then I have to look for a whole bunch of tire info. I'm gonna have to put all that stuff up in there with the gear ratios and all that. So yep, we'll just hit burn, hit close. Oh, I have to do a power cycle, so we're going to turn it off. That should pop off. Why isn't it turning off? Okay, that's weird. There we go. Now it's off. Okay, now we'll turn it back on. Perfect. That's done. It should be saved as 4L60E. Yep, 4L60E. Perfect. Okay. So I can do my final drive ratios later once I figure out what rear end I'm going to put in here. Input speed, already have all that. Shift settings, not worried to do that. So I think all this stuff is just setting up. I need to get it where it's going to talk to, there we go, how to add it to your Tuner Studio project. Okay. Tuner Studio needs to be configured to have a running connection to your ECU. You should already have confirmed a connection to Trans Controller with a direct connection. Yes, I do. Okay, with Tuner Studio open, your main ECU project. Alright, so I need to go ahead and just turn all this off and disconnect this. Boop. There we go. So everything's off. I need to connect the can high to can high from Microsquirt to Megasquirt, high to high, low to low. This is where good planning works out, because here are my can wires right here. So I have my can high and can low right there, like these, and then you have can high and can low right here off the Microsquirt. So I just need to connect these together. I'm probably going to use this style connection with the watertight connectors, so that way I can just plug them together, take them apart if I need to go serial or whatever I need to do. So I'm going to get these connected, then we'll go back to the computer. So we now have can high to can high and can low to can low. I just use these regular connectors and then put some electrical tape. I'll probably put a piece of heat shrink once I finalize the installation. I just want to make sure it works, so we'll go into the car and make sure it's working. So we've exited out of Tuner Studio. We've disconnected the serial. We're back into the MS3. So it says go into your Tuner Studio regular project. We'll go into that as soon as it loads. Yeah, I need to buy a new laptop. Okay, let's go back into LS1RX8. If it'll load, there we go. All right, let's turn the key on so we get connection. All right, we are connected to the MS3 again. Perfect. Coolant temp is finally coming back down. Yep, she's cooling off. All right, now we need to go to File, Project Properties. Where is that at? Here we go, Project Properties. Go over here to CAN Devices, right there. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. I guess I should be a little bit closer when I'm doing it. All right, so now we need to go to, click the plus button and set CAN Devices right here. My CAN, let's see. Set this thing to CAN ID 7. I think that's what it's showing. And set the CAN ID to 7. Yep, CAN ID 7. Controller CAN ID, firmware default. And then we can put trans and then description for L60E. Okay, CAN 7. Click on the three dots and button to browse for the INI file. This won't open up a browser window. You're looking for trans INI. Okay, so we need to go to boom, and I have it under, let's see, C, program files, EFI, trans. Oh, come on. There we go. Trans INI. Open. There we go. Alright, and then temperature, display, Fahrenheit, default debugging. Okay. Can ID 7, yep. Hit OK, and then it'll reload Tuner Studio. Hey, there we go. Okay. You can use the drop down top left to display. Yep. Alright, so it should be, oh no, failed to continue, communicate. Interesting. But it is there. So yeah, there we go. Device right here at the top. Oh, come on, camera. Show me what I'm looking at. Thank you. So right here at the top, it does say device. And I can switch between transmission and the RX8 tune. So it is in there. Yep, no tune loaded. That is so weird. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, cool. So I probably missed a step trying to go too fast, so I need to go back and connect directly to the Microsquirt. So here we are, hours later. Check the internal ohms on Microsquirt, 121. Took apart the MS3X. Yes, I took apart the whole dash again, trying to figure out what's going on here. So took that apart, checked the internal wiring, checked the resistance, 121 ohms. Everything like it's supposed to be. Checked over here to my wiring. Yes, I can admit when I'm wrong. I had it wired backwards from can low to can high. That's why it wasn't communicating. Double check, triple check your wiring, people. Yep, I messed up. I switched them. Can low to can high. Had them reversed. Alright, back to business. Microsquirt hooked back up. Oh, actually, let's disconnect that because I'm not on serial. There we go. Can high, can low, hooked back up into the right orientation in there. Just when you think you do something right. Alright, make a squirt back in there. I hate taking stuff back apart. Alright, here we are in the tune with the 4L60E up here also. And we can also go into this one right here. Everything's offline. Let's kick it on. Hey, there's no error. And let's, oh, never mind. Let's start to go here. Yeah. Trans temp, 78 degrees. 84, 70. I guess the motor's still just a hair warm over here. But yeah, manifold air temp, 77. So yeah, there we go. I'm an idiot. And I did all that for nothing. If I would just check the wires. Double check your wires before you crimp them in or be done with them. But yeah, there you go. There's a whole tune. Transmission controller. And everything is all up to par. I mean, I can work on my shift curves, line pressure. I can change where I want the pressure and how much load's on the motor. Make everything last long. Let's see, yep, shift curves up and down. There we go. I can do everything. And also, I can now turn on, let's see, speed-based launch control. Where's my, there we go, boost control settings. So now I can do boost by vehicle speed sensor. Oh, actually gear. I can do boost by gear. Yeah, I can do a whole bunch of stuff. And now I can set the boost per gear on the 4L60E. Need to get that wired up though. Oh, and there's an option. I don't know if you saw that. I can go into the 4L60E right here. shift curves. No, where is it? Shift settings. Oh, no, here it is over here. Sorry. Paddle shifter. So now I can see which ones I can do for the paddle shifters to see which one up here connects to the correct corresponding one on those little switches right here, and see if I can link them into this, and then I can have up and down shift, run some wires to this, to the micro, and yeah, I can do manual shifting with the 4L60E because I put that valve into the 4L60E. Okay, well, I think this video is about wrapped up with the trans controller. Everything's wired in. I probably should see if the engine's gonna start. I probably should check that since I haven't checked anything. Yep. Oh, I mean, probably need to charge the battery. That's how long I was trying to mess with this. I killed the battery with the ignition on. All right, we're gonna call this video a wrap. Have fun, guys. Have fun tuning. See you in the next episode.